Hey guys, it's Nemo and welcome back to episode 16 of Wine, Sex and Chill. Before we move on, I know you all want to come for me. I am sorry I haven't filmed in a month, but I have legitimate reasons. One, this cold, me and cold weather do not mix. We're not in the same continent, we're not in the same area group, we're not in the same WhatsApp group. I do not thrive in cold weather, like I cannot function, but for some reason today I got the energy to film, which I'm happy about. Secondly, I've been unwell. I'm on medication for the next 21 days, so it's been messing up with my body a bit. I wake up very groggy, very I don't want to face the world kind of situation, but so far so good. And I think extreme tiredness, like I'm just tired from work, like that days I'm just like I just can't deal. But I have found a solution for that. I bought myself a ring light, and hopefully by the time you guys are watching this video, the ring light is with me, so we can film whenever I get the energy, because I will have energy to film at night, but there's no light, so I got a ring light, and now we should be good. We should have consistent content coming out. If not, it's not the end of the world, né? But before I ramble on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I drop a video. And anything else? No. So for this topic, by the title, we'll be talking about all about anal sex, like what is anal sex, how to go about anal sex, and what I think about anal sex. So if that's something you want to get into, then grab your glass of wine, your whiskey, your gin, your coffee, your tea, your juice, your water, whatever it may be, and let's just get right into the video. So I personally am not a fan of anal sex. I have not had anal sex in terms of a penis actually being up my anus. It's a no for me. I've had that wrong hole moment before, and it's not pretty, it's not fun, it's not nice. You just like you are turned off immediately. I just don't see the need for anal sex. I haven't been in a position where somebody can change me on anal sex. Like, you have my mouth, you have my hands, you have my vagina. What else do you need? Like, I keep my pussy pretty tight. Like, I'm good with my mouth, I'm good with my hands, so it's all, but I never say never. Like, you never know, things might change, but as of my mindset currently, it's still a no. So what is anal sex? Anal sex is any type of sexual activity that involves the anal area, as simple as that. So it's not only penetrative sex where you have a penis up an anus. It can also include anal play, which is fingering, use of sex toys like butt plugs, and rimming. So yeah, so anything that involves the anal area is under anal sex. And as I said, I'm not a big fan of anal sex. It's not something that I want to do. It's not something that I've done, because I have been constipated a number of times, and whenever I'm just seated on the toilet, like, Lord, please get me out of here. I promise I will eat all my fiber, I promise I will have a balanced diet, and I promise I will drink all my water. I'm just like, now imagine that in reverse motion, just something going up your anus, and I'm just like, why are we playing these games? Like, why are we doing this? So I'm just like, it's fine, it's okay, let's just move on with life. But if you are looking to get into anal sex, if this is something you and your partner are looking into getting into, the few tips I have for you as a beginner. So first things first, take things super slowly, because remember, this is the anus is not like the vagina, which can expand to accommodate any girth possible. This is a tight muscle that can only go so far, because if you're being constipated, like, you're just there like, please just get out of me kind of situation. So take it very slow. Start with rimming, that's the use of your tongue, then go on to your fingers, because your fingers cannot be the size of a vagina. I mean, that your fingers cannot be the size of a penis. I don't know, in my mind went, just ignore that. So start slow. Start with your tongue, then your finger, and then butt plugs, and then when you start using the penis, like, go slowly. Like, it's not like the vagina where you go in and out, just like slow. Okay, we're good there. another more. Okay, we're good. I like that. Just go very, very slow with it, because so many things can go wrong, and we'll come to that later on, but so many things can go wrong. So point one, take things super, super slowly. Point number two, be very vocal. Like, whenever it comes to any sexual situation, you need to be vocal about it. You need to communicate how you're feeling, what you're thinking, like your thought process in that moment, especially if it's something new that you're trying. But now when it comes to anal sex, be 100, like, very, very vocal about it. If you feel pain, immediately stop it. Tell your partner that, either stop or go slow. If you're feeling uncomfortable about it, say it. If you want to change positions, if you want to just make things comfortable for yourself, speak about it, because again, things can go wrong super fast, and some of those things are irreversible. So just be 100% careful and be very vocal about it. The next thing, use lots and lots of lubricant. It's not like your vagina is self-lubricating. Like, I can just close my eyes, picture my man, and I'm just like, whoo, instantly wait. That doesn't happen for your anus. So use a lot of lubricant. I recommend Durex. I have used Durex for the last 10 years. It has worked for me. It's one of the most amazing lubricants. It's also one of the most amazing protective companies out there. I love their condoms. I love their lubricants. It's just, Durex is for you. Yes, they're expensive, but they're highly worth it. Like, if you've never used lubricant before, buy yourself some Durex. I like the cherry one. If I'm not wrong, yeah, it's the cherry one. Like, hey, it also tastes nice. Like, a little goes a long way. But when it comes to anal sex, use a lot, please. Just, you do not want to be in pain. You want things to go smoothly. You want things to be in and out, like, nice. Because you know how vaginal sex is. Like, once the girl is wet and it's just, whew. If I digress a bit, just know it's like 120 days without sex, and I'm just like, a girl needs to get some. But it's okay, that's a topic for another time. Things you need to be careful about when having anal sex. One, you might bleed a little. As I said, this is not like your vagina that will expand to accommodate anything that's coming around. It's a tight muscle. So if you get very vigorous about it, if it's like, serious pounding, you might end up tearing your anus a bit and bleeding. Because I have bled while being constipated, like super constipated. Like, after you finish going to the bathroom, you're like, ouch, that hurts, I cannot sit. Like, it's like, can you stop paining? So something along those lines, you can tear a bit and then bleed. Another thing, you can get a fistula. This is a tear. So it's a tear that happens in that anal area. So be very careful. Like, anal sex is one of those things you need to be 100% careful about. Like, it's not something that you just get right into it and then it's done. You need to be very careful about it. Go slowly, take baby steps. Pretend the both of you are virgins and you're just having sex for the first time. That's how careful you need to be, okay? Another thing, it's your anus area is very, very susceptible to bacterial infections and STIs, because again, this is an area that's an exit. This is an area that waste comes out of your body, so it's very susceptible to bacterial infections and STIs because it's not self-cleaning like the vagina. The anus is just there. It's a hole. It's literally a hole. So bacteria can linger around from when you went to the bathroom and you didn't clean up properly. So bacteria can linger around, which can cause infections. If you get a tear, the bacteria gets into your blood and then you have an infection, And then if you're swapping from anal sex to vaginal sex, kindly change condoms. Yes, I know it sounds redundant, like, why you are still having sex? It's still part of the thing. No. Again, as I said, the anus is a harboring ground for bacterial infection and stuff like that. So in you moving your penis with the condom from the anus into the vagina, you pick up that bacteria and then take it into the vagina, and then bam, you have an infection. You start wondering, where did I get this infection from? It's because you are being lazy and not switching condom. Another thing, when having anal sex, kindly, I beg of thee, even though you're in an exclusive sexual relationship, even though you're monogamous to your partner, use condoms, please, because the risks of you getting an infection are higher in anal sex than anything else. So kindly, please use condoms. It doesn't matter if you don't use condoms while having vaginal sex. It does not matter. When you introduce anal sex, please use condoms, because again, the risk of getting an infection are very, very high, and nobody's about that life. Nobody's about to go to the hospital, be on medications, be on this, be on that. It brings a drag into your sexual life, like no. Even if you want, I will buy you those condoms myself. And again, I recommend Durex condoms. They're just the best, and for somebody like me who's allergic to latex, they're latex free, so it's a win-win situation, okay? Another thing, again, when it's during foreplay, like you're reaming or fingering the anus, please do not use the same finger that you use for your anus for vagina, for the same reasons I say. You will pick up bacteria from the anus and put in the vagina, and it's a no. And if you do this thing where, like, when you're being fingered through vaginal sex, like you're fingering, and then you taste the vaginal discharge, you give it to your girl or to yourself, do not do that with anal sex. Do not. It might be tempting, but just don't, please. The same rules that apply to vaginal sex that you can do not bring them to anal sex. Anal sex is a totally different ball game. Like, it's in its own box for a reason, so do not do that shit. I know tasting your cum or tasting your girl's cum it just intensifies anything, but do not try and taste anus fingers, please, okay? Thank you. What else? Yes, this is now for the guys. Hi guys. One of the few sensitive parts in a male's body is the prostate gland. And the prostate gland is located up the anus of a man. I know some guys are like, hey, I was talking to a friend of mine and asked him if this would be something he would be interested in when he got into a sexual relationship of sorts. Then he goes like, nah, it's not that serious. It's fine. It's okay. So many people say that the prostate gland is a male G-spot for the guy. So this is for the guys that are comfortable with having anal sex. So again, the same way you will approach anal sex in a female's body is the same way you approach it in a male's body. Okay, so when you're introducing anal sex to your male partner, and this is something that he wants, when you start stimulating the prostate gland, be very, very careful and take it very, very slow as well, because you can injure the prostate gland, and nobody's trying to get an injury on the prostate gland. So again, use your fingers, go slowly. The same way when guys or girls are rubbing the clitoris, it's not like a doorbell where you just go like this. No. Take it slow, let it get used to that motion, and then increase the sensitivity and the speed as the body requires it. Okay? It's not called smacking a bean, it's called flicking the bean for a reason. Just take it slowly. Okay, I haven't had sex in 120 days, so quit it. Stop making yourself horny. Anywho, so that's basically what you need to know while you're approaching anal sex. I hope I've covered it properly. It's not going to be a very in-depth video because me and anal sex is a no, it's a never, it's a Z. So, things that you need to know about. Like, as I said, the anus is susceptible to bacterial infections and STI infections. Like, the risk of you getting infections and STIs through anal sex are very, very high. So the infections you're likely to get are HIV, chlamydia, genital herpes, genital warts, gonorrhea, and syphilis. So whenever you're engaging in anal sex, you need to be very, very, very careful. As I said, like, this is not a game for where you get your girl excited, she gets wet like this, you have sex, you have a quickie, move on with life. No, it's not like that. Take it slowly. As I said, it's not like the vagina that can accommodate any sort of growth. This is a tight muscle. It's just there for a reason, for exiting, like, waste removal and stuff. So be very careful about it. Take it slow, communicate about it. Start slow, start with your tongue, move on with your finger, then a butt plug, and then maybe the penis. Like, just take it very, very slowly. There's a video I came across on Twitter where this person, I don't know if it was a girl or a dude, was having anal play with a dildo. The dildo went up all the way into the anus, like into the anus. This person needed to go to hospital, have the anus spread out, and then the dildo removed. When I get the video, I will link it in the description bar. I don't want to play it because it's too explicit. So if you want to see it and you haven't seen it, I will link it in the description bar and just look at it. Those are my main fears and main concerns when it comes to anal sex. I'm just like, will my anus go back to normal? Because for my vagina, it goes back to normal. There are exercises I can do to keep it tight, which will be our next topic under Kegel exercises. Like, those exercises help keeping your vagina tight. Like, I'm susceptible to infections, and when I'm in a explicit relationship, I don't like using condoms. Like, I love it raw. I'm sorry, like, you know. So this thing of constantly having to use condoms, and it's an explicit relationship, and then the higher risks of me getting STIs. Like, I'm not trying to get an STI. I'm just trying to have fun with my boo, like, you know, explore our sexuality, like, have amazing sex life. But when it comes to anal, I'm just like, we will discuss that when we get there, and I hope that we never get there. So babe, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's basically everything that I found out under anal sex. It's not as explicit or in-depth as other things, but you just need to be very careful about it. Take it slow, be very vocal about it. Always use protection when you're having anal sex, and be aware of the risks. Another thing, and if you have access to this, it's also advised that you take PrEP. This is a pre-exposure prophylaxis. So this is what prevents you from catching HIV. So if you have access to the PrEP, kindly take it, and it will lower your risks and lower your chances of getting HIV through anal sex. Anything else? Yes, when also you're using sex toys, kindly put condoms on them, because sometimes when you're washing them, you might not be able to get rid of the bacteria that might embed itself when it goes from anal sex to vaginal sex. And nobody's trying to get an UTI, nobody's trying to get an infection, nobody is trying to get sick and take medication. So those are the things you need to be concerned about. I hope I elaborated everything, explained everything properly. For some reason, I just have so much energy, I feel like keep talking, but maybe this gives me a chance to film another video. But those are the touch points that I wanted to hit. So if you are curious about anal sex, there you have it. If it's something that you want to try, go right ahead. It's a free world. I'm not stopping you. I'm just here telling you what I find out. But as I said, my thoughts on anal sex, I'm like, is it a must? You have my mouth, you have my vagina, you have my hands. Like, do we really need to add this kind of situation? But I've had friends, both female and male friends, who have engaged in anal sex, and they say it's okay, it's something new, it's something different. But for me, I'm like, babe, you have my mouth, you know how my mouth works, you have my hands, I've used my hands before on you, and you have my vagina, and I always keep my vagina tight. So we are good. Like, the other play things we can have during sex, but I'm still like highly against anal sex. But again, as I said, what works for me might not work for you, what works for you might not work for me. So it's a conversation that you need to have with your partner. Just be open about it. Like, one thing I've really learned with my new relationship is the art of communication. We talk about everything and anything. I never feel ashamed asking him some questions. I never feel ashamed telling him some questions. And we have open communication. Like, we talk about everything. And it has made me so comfortable in this relationship, to a point where I can't even just text him, hey babe, have you ever done this? Or hey babe, do you want to try this? Or hey babe, ABCD. You see, so communication is key. Like, between you and your partner, just talk about it, talk about these things. If you want to try it out, go right ahead. Like, sex has so many things that you can explore. Like, sex is amazing. I keep saying it over and over again. Sex is an amazing thing between two people. Like, it gets you to connect, gets you to learn each other. Like, oh Lord, how I have survived 120 days without sex, I don't know. But at least, like, I keep saying, like, there's that end goal. I know I am going to go to my man and he's going to give me good. So it's that's just it. Like, I feel as though I'm talking a lot now. Like, we're getting into other topics that do not need to be discussed in this topic. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my energy. I don't know what I've taken. And I hope you learned something new under anal sex. If you guys have any tips and tricks for anal sex and you've engaged in anal sex, just leave them in the comment section. As I said, this is an open discussion, an open forum where we just help each other through this thing called life. Anything else? No. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.